For this week in science, we'll be looking at our local habitats and discussing ways in which that we can help the animals and wildlife that are living in our world. So I'm going to share the PowerPoint with you that is also shared in the folder, but I just want to be able to go through it with you and tell you what we're doing. So we are looking at the local habitat, like I said. Our learning intention is to recognize positive and negative changes to the local environment and record observations of different ways that we can help the environment. So, habitats and habitat threats. To stay alive and healthy, there are certain things that we need as humans. We need food and water. We need space to move and grow and have our young. We need air or oxygen, which is healthy and clean to breathe in. And we need shelter and safety. These are the basic needs that all living things need. They may look different for each different animal, but we all need those certain requirements to live a healthy life. So a habitat is a place where animals and plants live, where they can find everything they need to stay alive. It can be as big as an ocean or as small as a rock. Try and think of some habitats that we have around us here in England. So, with every habitat comes habitat threats. So, where do you live? What things live there and grow there? How does your habitat keep you safe and sheltered? How does your habitat provide food and water? And how does your habitat provide space for you to move and grow? So try and think about where you live. Right now, I can see out of my window, and there is a small back garden where I have some plants growing. Animals can come in and out of the fence. I see lots of cats coming through the garden and doing whatever they do. So I'm just thinking about what is good for them and what is bad for them when I am out in my garden and what I can do to support them. They're unique because we can make big changes to our environment. We build roads and vehicles so that we can travel everywhere we need to safely and quickly. We build houses with heating to protect us from cold weather or with air conditioning to help us protect ourselves from heat. We have fresh water in our pipe systems and we can use it for drinking, cooking, and washing. And we grow plants for food and farm animals for meat and dairy products. We even have pets to keep us company, which not everybody has, right? So there's some things that are luxury and some things that we need to survive. Plants and animals are not able to make big changes to their habitats to make them more suitable, like we are. They rely on their environment to give them everything they need. This means that when habitats change, it can be very dangerous to plants and animals that live there. Even small changes to the habitat of living things can be dangerous. So in these images, you can see many different things occurring that are dangerous to our environment and the animals that live there. And as I said earlier, animals have no control over these things. So when a jellyfish sees a plastic bag in the ocean, they don't have any control. They can't take their hand and remove it like we can as a human. So just have a look at these pictures and think about the threats that these could cause to our natural world and habitat. Here are a few more images. Have a think of what the dangers are. What are we doing to the world and the habitat of those around us? Litter can cause injury to animals. Animals can cut themselves or get tangled or trapped in rubbish. Animals might eat litter. This could poison or injure them. Fire caused by humans can kill animals and plants. Chemicals in or near water can kill water plants, fish, insects, and pollute the water source for birds and animals who live nearby. Roads are dangerous for animals who are often hit by cars. Cutting down trees and building new structures can destroy plants and animal homes. Walls and fences can get in the way of pathways used by animals to reach food and water. Tall grass and flowers are important habitats. Plants and animals lose their habitat when it is cut down. So just reading those, I can think of so many instances where I've seen animals on the road dead because they've been hit by a car and trees being torn down so that we could keep building things to replace them for humans, right? So we're doing a lot of this because humans desire more. So what I want you to do, and unfortunately we can't go out and explore the environment together, but I want you to think of your local environment and where you live in this city or in different parts of England and draw me a map of your environment. What do you have around you? So if I were to draw you a map, I would be in the center of Newbury, which is pretty populated with humans, and there's lots of construction going on, lots of cars, lots of movement. Not so much wildlife. I see a few birds and I can see a few squirrels and cats. There's many, many cats here. So I know that when I'm driving around, I'm very cautious so that I don't hit a cat or a squirrel or anything like that that could be quick and on the streets. And I also consider planting things in my garden so that I'm producing goodness for the environment and not taking away. So just draw me a map of the environment that you're in, and then maybe label some of the things that could cause danger. So in my map, I would have the road, and that road could be dangerous because there's so many cars parked on that road, and there's not much place for the animals to cross. So that could be something to consider as well. I also live near the canal, and sometimes I see litter in the canal. So people are throwing their rubbish in there, and it's really, really sad to see. That might be something that I label in my map. Once you've done that, I want you to complete the environmental danger record. So in this record, I want you to tell me what the change is to the environment, the danger to the living things, and what can be done to help. So, for example, if I said that the change was to plant, that the change to the environment is that we're cutting down trees, what is the danger to living things? So that could be animals that are living in the tree, different birds nesting in there, or the squirrels, or animals of prey in the sky, and they have such an easier view to see the animals down below. And what can be done to help? So maybe I would say replanting those trees or dispersing the area of where the trees are being cut so it's not just in one big spot where everything is emptied and gone. So just consider a few things. You don't have to fill out the whole sheet. Just do at least 3. You can do more if you want, but 3 would be good. And like I said, there are a lot of ways that we can help to make positive changes in our local environment to protect the environment from dangers. Try and have a think of some more things that we can do in our local environment. Here are some things that can help the environment. So we can build homes for bugs, birds, and hedgehogs. We can grow wildlife in our garden that has long grass and flowers. We can clear the litter. We can keep the streams and ponds clean, and we can make ponds. So, for example, in my garden, I have a lot of bird boxes as well as the plants that I'm growing. I also make a note of picking up the litter when I see it if I can. And I don't litter, so that's something that I've committed to that I won't do. And in my friend's garden, they have a pond, so I like to visit that pond and see the birds that come by, and we like to keep it clean. For the last activity, I want you to create a drawing of the idea you have for helping the local environment. So what you would do to help the local environment and keep it safe. And then if you want, you can write a little brief description about what you've done to change the environment around you to keep it clean and safe for the animals around you. Okay, I look forward to seeing all of your amazing, amazing resources and to find out how you plan to help our habitat.